Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another video here on the channel. As you might have known, the like button disappeared. I don't know where he went, what he's doing. Maybe he went on vacations. Like, it has been 2 or 3 episodes that we have not seen the like button. Like, I don't know. So I hope he shows up soon. But until now, well, let's just do it like this and pretend he never existed for now, I'll say. And yeah, so today's episode is about Ryanair. So come in with me and discover the airline, discover Ryanair. So Ryanair, as you know, is a low-cost airlines, and you for sure have already flown on it. In 1986, Ryanair obtains permission to start operations and challenge British Airways and AIRLINE. The prices of AIRLINE at that time and British Airways were really high, but Ryanair wanted to be a new airlines and have good prices for passengers that were traveling with this airlines, and they bought a turboprop BAE 748 to start their routes between Dublin and London Luton. Then in 1987, Ryanair buys its first jet aircraft by leasing 3 BAC 111s from the Romanian state airlines Tarom. The airline arrived on a few wet lease, with Tarom providing a lot of pilots and engineering as well, enabled Ryanair to operate the aircrafts. With the arrival of these aircrafts, Ryanair increased its network with 15 scheduled routes from Dublin to Liverpool, Manchester, Glasgow, Cardiff, and opens new routes from Luton to Cork, Shannon, and Galway. Watford as well, and there was some more, but I cannot know the names at the moment right now. Then in 1991, after years of rapid growing, Ryanair started to intensify their routes and their price competitions with AIRLINE and of course with British Airways. Ryanair accumulates around £20 million in loss and goes through substructural restoration. The Ryan family invested a further £20 million in the company, and they went to the USA to know how Southwest Airlines was actually operating such a good low-cost delivery airlines, and why Ryanair was not providing a good service to Europe. Then Ryanair, after coming from from the United States, they started to do a low-fare market, and they actually started to grow really fast, and the fares went from £99 just to £59 with a return ticket. Then in 1992, 1993, Ryanair started to do again all the services, all it again, and they actually started to cutting back routes. The route network, it was shaved back from 19 just to 6 routes, but on the other side, they increased the jet fleet from 6 to 7 BAC 111s, and a reduction of air traffic as well grown. Over 45% of passengers responded to Ryanair's low fares. Since Ryanair had to start to get more up to date, they started to order their first Boeing 737-200 in January, and it launched new routes from Dublin to Manchester and to Glasgow in April. A total of 8 aircrafts, Boeing 737s, were delivered during the year and replacing the BAC's 111s. In October of that same year, they started new services from Dublin to London Gatwick, replacing AIRLINE, who had pulled off of that route. In the year of 1996-1997, Ryanair was voted as the best valued airlines. As well, in November of that same year, they managed to buy another 8 Boeing 737-200 that was previously belonged to Lufthansa. They took delivery in the first days of December, and by the end of the year, they already had 12 Boeing 737-200s in their fleet. The transaction of the new millennium was a really important transaction for Ryanair. On March 20th of 2000, Ryanair accepts delivery of its first new Boeing 737-800 series aircraft. 5 in total were delivered actually in that year, and that was the beginning of operations from main bases and as well other bases such as London Stansted. And the impact of Ryanair allowed to the operators to start to get other type of service, of course, and a low-cost offer. New European were actually launched as well, such as Frankfurt, Biarritz, Ostend, Ocona, Genoa, Turin, Derry, and Aarhus. So the beginning of Ryanair started with the beginning of the new millennium. So new millennium, new things have to come. End of year 2001, actually end of year of 2000, beginning of the year 2001, Ryanair launched its first European largest booking website, that is www.ryanair.com, and within 3 months the site was already taking over 5,000 bookings per year, and it becomes a source of the lowest airlines in Europe. In addition to that, it allowed passengers to book hotels, cars, and accommodation, including travel assurances and railway services. Ryanair adds another 8 more aircrafts to its fleet, and that would bring them to 13 in total, and launches its first new base since 1991. In 2002, Ryanair selects its first continental European base at Brussels Charleroi Airport with actually 5 Boeing 737-800, that means 18 already in total. They started to compete with other airlines, of course, outside of the United Kingdom and Ireland. And they actually started to do routes from Brussels to Dublin, London, Glasgow, Shannon, Venice, Paris, and Carcassonne. For those of you who don't know, Ryanair has as a training center in Hahn. And why? In 2002-2003, Frankfurt Hahn was selected as the second continental European base, and it launched 10 routes from there, including to Ireland, UK, Norway, France, and Italy. Ryanair was actually successful over Lufthansa and was replacing some routes that Lufthansa was actually quitting at that time. The German customers were actually more happy to fly with Ryanair at that time due to prices than actually the national company of Lufthansa. So they were deciding to go just to Hahn, that is actually almost 1 hour away from Frankfurt, to opt for low fares. 2003-2004, they acquired Buzz Airlines. The Stansted base lost marketing airlines from KLM in April, and it closed for a month, and then it relaunched again on 13 former Buzz routes in May 2004. Then the acquisition of Ryanair was immediately access to 11 new French bases airports, and the marketing of Ryanair was getting larger and larger and larger. In total, they already had in that year 73 routes and actually 14 new Boeing 737-800 aircraft, so a 42 in total just in 2004. Ryanair was doing so much in these years, and I would not have time to do and say everything. Traffic was growing a lot. They were carrying 65 million passengers a year, and that was over average. And prices were costing only 35 euros for way and back tickets. They delivered another 50 new aircrafts on that year, and they added already. So remember when I talked about 73 aircrafts? Right now in 2010, they were at 232 aircrafts of Boeing 737-800, and they opened bases in Porto, Trapani, as the bases already were growing to 41 and over 940 routes. Traffic kept on growing and growing, and by the year 2011, they grew another 8%, taking over 72.1 million passengers, an average fare at just 39 euros with no fuel charges. They also opened bases in Barcelona, El Prat, Gran Canaria as well, Cunas, Lanzarote, Malta, Sevilla, Tenerife, Valencia, and they went from the previous bases to now 44 bases and over 1,300 routes. 2014-2015, the airline just was keeping on improving. This was a marketing that was having success. Expanding into primary airports and added businesses schedule and launches, they're always getting better program. They placed another order for Boeing 737-800s, a total of 183, and they had ordered as well 200 Boeing 737 Maxes, including 100 in operations. But as you know, the Max now is grounded, and right now they are kind of in an impasse with these Boeing 737-800 Maxes. And the latest information that we have about Ryanair is that they took a 75% stake in Austrian Airlines Laudamotion, which opened a base in Austria and Germany, flying Airbus's aircraft. Ryanair Sun continued to grow with 5 aircrafts operating charter flights from Poland to the Mediterranean Sea, and they unveiled the fifth year of always getting better program, including as well their first ever environment policy, in which Ryanair committed to eliminate all non-recyclable plastics in the next coming 5 years. So that means in the next 5 coming years, in 2023, there will be no plastic aboard. So the question that people ask is Ryanair actually a safe airline to travel? I know that most of you don't like to travel in Ryanair because they don't provide a lot of leg room, seats are uncomfortable, but you cannot ask a lot because it's a low-cost airlines. You're just traveling for 2 hours, maybe 3 maximum. It's not like you're traveling a long-haul flight. So I ask you not to complain about that because most of the airlines low cost are like that. If you don't work as well in the industry, you won't understand half of the things. Why are low-cost seats like it? But it's not about how bad your in-flight can get, but the outside conditions. So the only register of a crash that Ryanair had was in November 2008, where Ryanair flight 4102 from Han suffered an undercarriage damage in an emergency landing at Rome Pinho due to a bird strike. It was not even the pilot's fault or a mechanical issue, it was a bird strike, so you cannot do anything else there. The engine were both damages on approach, and they had to do an emergency landing. On that flight there was 6 crew and as well 166 passengers on board, and actually there was no fatality. Only 2 crew members and 8 passengers on that flight suffered minor injuries, so that was really good. Everything went well after that. So this is basically all for Ryanair's episode, and I hope you guys didn't like it. And I'm gonna go try to look for the like buttons because I don't know, he's just hanging around somewhere. I don't know. So I hope you guys did enjoy it. Stay safe, guys, and bye bye. Ciao. Hey, is he gone? Where? Is he gone? Guys, is he gone or not? Wait, I'll be back. Yeah, did you guys like the Ryanair video? That was pretty cool. I was under the table this whole time. He didn't see me. I was laughing like, oh my god. So don't forget to click that like button and subscribe to his channel. Let's make him grow and pretend that I was not here, okay? See you guys on the next episode. Bye-bye.